Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rep Talks. I'm Patrick, joined today with Zahid, the founder and CEO over at Conzia. How's it going today?
Thank you so much, Patrick, for having me. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to be on Rev Talks. Can you go ahead and give us a little high-level overview about Conzia, who you guys are, and what you guys do?
Oh, definitely. So Conzia is a digital platform. So we help online businesses, 9 to 5 people basically, who want to start an online store with Shopify, with dropshipping, with AI, or want to sell on Amazon with FBA business model. So essentially, we find best-selling products for them. We use a lot of AI. We teach these people. We train these people. So this is one business model that Conzia is having, and another business model which falls under Conzia is agency services. So we manage brands like six-figure, seven-figure brands, and we help them with store development, store setup, which is on Shopify, obviously. And we help them run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and we also help them find best-selling products. So essentially, we manage their ad campaigns, we build a store for them, and we provide an A to Z service. So these are two business models that we have under Consia.
Definitely very interesting. A lot of viewers actually end up watching Rev Talks are agency owners or digital marketers themselves. Obviously, scaling a team with fulfillment gets heavy, especially in a service-based business, just like an agency that we obviously are both kind of operating. How do you go about managing a team? How do you go about delegation? How do you go about building the team, especially when it comes down to heavy lifting on the back end for fulfillment for every single customer?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting part of like I think a very important aspect of day-to-day operations of a founder or a co-founder. So I got 30 people in my team spread across 3 continents in 3 different time zones. So that is quite a challenging job. So not just to manage these teams, but also work across different time zones. So my way of doing it is splitting the team in 5 sub-teams, and then I got like one manager who is responsible for these people, and I basically talk to those managers. So I'm not talking to 30 people. Essentially, I'm in contact with 5 people.
I
these
like that.
these yeah, so these people are actually like managing the teams locally and sometimes together with me. So I rarely talk with people who are like reporting to those managers. So like I have one head of account management, one head of marketing, one head of campaign management, and one head of Shopify. And then these are like my people. So I talk to them, and every most of the time I am on Slack. So I Slack a lot for every single thing. I have different channels, like set up in Slack, and through Slack I manage everything. I prefer not to go on Zoom calls often, because I think it's quite a waste of time, in my opinion, for going like on a Zoom call for every single thing. So I have set up like different channels, and then I have specific guidelines for people, and I have trained these people as well. Some of them, they have been working with me for like 3 4 5 years, so they understand me. So everything is done with Slack. So I think I would contribute a lot of like my team management skills towards like managing these people effectively through Slack, plus delegating, training these people accordingly.
Percent. I definitely agree. And everybody obviously lives on Slack nowadays. And it's very good that you have the ability to have the group of people, then obviously somebody that is being reported to, and then you're only in contact and communication with the actual person or company head that is being directly reported to from the team. It's very smart. I know on the website, you guys obviously had to have custom development and web development services. Kind of there's traditional models with custom development software that provide solutions to their B2B verticals. Can you kind of touch briefly on that service offering? How you guys kind of go about delivering that as in possibly an agency model? What's kind of
Yeah.
the
So this is a classical agency, but we are very niche agency. That means we only do Shopify. So we do Shopify, where we need to develop a website, like a custom development. It can be, like a custom built website with proper coding. We use Liquid theme, and sometimes we also do web development with built-in templates that are from Shopify. So I think this is a very, very classical agency service, building a website, but we are very niche agency. That means we only do Shopify. So even though we are partners with some other platforms like Wix, where we develop apps, but in terms of web development or custom development, we only build stores inside Shopify, and these are e-commerce stores primarily.
okay,
People who are,
e-commerce?
yeah, e-commerce stores, people who are selling mostly physical products, private label products, pet products, home items, supplements. So these are like everyday products, and we build these stores for them.
And when it comes down to that exact demographic who you guys service with that implementation? Obviously, the project is strictly just Shopify stores, e-commerce, that sort of range. Who do you guys service? Who do you guys get in front of to actually deliver that product to? What's the the exact niche you guys typically find is pretty well?
Yeah. So we have, as I mentioned, like, so e-commerce is the bigger segment that we address, and then we have geographical distribution as well. So we build businesses for the US and for EU markets, and also inside EU. We UK is not part of the EU anymore, but still it's considered, like a together. So we build businesses for the UK and European customers. Then we build businesses for the US markets. These are businesses, one person business or 1 to 5 person business. So people who are just starting out, we build websites for them as well. They can sell a pet uh, brand, or like a home brand, or it can be, like a supplements brand, or it can be a brick and mortar store as well. And these people are thinking of getting started with Shopify. So we build these websites. These are stores that are selling anywhere between $10,000 to $1 million in sales, with drop shipping, sometimes with private label business models as well. And we provide this service where we build up everything for them.
I see. I see. So you guys aren't servicing a demographic of the B2B industry that is doing a couple $1 million plus in revenue. It's mainly just people that are starting off. You're like, hey, this is our custom development for you. Is that kind of correct?
We got some customers as well who are selling, like $1 million plus a month. So this is one of the segments that we manage with Shopify. And primarily these are companies who come to us. They don't have a digital footprint. For example, a very successful brick and mortar retail store, and they want to launch an online business. They want to sell their products on Shopify. So they have all the traditional business models figured out. They have brick and mortar, like stores. They have, like logistics figured out, but then we help them set it up. So this is one aspect. I think I would say like this is approximately 20 to 30% of our customers, and rest of them, these are small customers.
Okay. And obviously 80/20 rule, things like that, you're probably familiar with. Are those 20% of the actual customers, taking up a significant 80% of the revenue that the business actually brings, or is it actually the exact opposite?
No, that is correct actually, because because these are big companies, and then our ticket size is quite high for these companies, because and these companies can afford this as well. For example, if you want to give a quote of $20,000 to someone who is just starting out, like a small brand, and I think it becomes very difficult for these people to pay for like 20, 30, $40,000 for, like for just an entry level Shopify store. It becomes very difficult for them to afford. Then we have smaller packages for them, and also a lot of packages there. Then we do with them. That means we also teach them, we coach them as well. And on top of this, we provide this service layer in case they cannot do it on their own. Then we help with this service as well. And on the bigger customer side, where we have, like these 20% customers, but they contribute a lot in terms of revenue, because these are not just for the store development. Once we have the store ready, once we have the website ready, and then we do the branding, marketing, then we run paid ads, and then, like we sell their products, we provide customer service, and then it becomes, like an A to Z agency service.
Absolutely. And when it comes down to hiring and training individuals for Conzia, what are some ways that you actually go about making sure that process is as efficient and as effective as possible? Obviously, a lot of agency owners might be in that, I don't know, $10 to $100,000 a month range, and hires need to be met at specific timeframes. How do you go about not only just sourcing the hires, maybe there's some word of mouth and networking. How do you go about training the hires? How do you go about the ramp up time shortening instead of it being 6 months? What are some kind of tips and tricks you have?
Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting question. So this is one of my favorite topic. So I don't work with any staffing agencies or HR service providers. So we hire with our from our networks as well. For example, sometimes also like our best employees, they refer other employees as well, and then we can understand where the person is working. If he's coming from reference, then we can do all the background checks, and we can already see, like if he's working in the same industry, I would also, like collect all the references. Maybe I will call, like his CEO where he's already working, like get some sort of feedback, right? So I go all in when it comes to hiring. We get
Amazing.
On top of this, we get 90% of our applicants from LinkedIn. I think, in my opinion, this is the best hiring channel available. And I conduct every single interview myself, every single interview. And I am very, very good when it comes to, like spotting a great talent. So I hire myself, then I bring the person in, and then I hand it over to the head of the department, and then this person is training the person, right? So I think I can spot good talent. I don't go after like tons and tons of experience, because we are all most of our people are under 30, so these are all like young people. We are also in an industry where things are changing fast, like AI, Shopify, these young folks, like TikTok, like generations. Let's be honest, right? So we need these
Absolutely.
kind of, we need this kind of young blood. So I'm not very particular in terms of, like experience. If I see a good attitude, I mean, like good, some willingness to learn the things, I think I can bring the person in and I can train him. I think that is the exact way we go about recruiting and training these people.
Absolutely. I like that. Very good philosophy. It's very cutting edge, and obviously new talent is huge as well, especially being in this age of social media and AI and things like that. Speaking of AI and implementation, how are you guys currently utilizing AI with either customer acquisition or customer fulfillment, making things more streamlined and kind of all of the above, just utilizing it? How much has that kind of changed, Conzia?
Yeah. So in terms of our service delivery, we use AI for everything. So like from content production to like basically everything. Like store development, of course, there is a lot of custom development available as well that we do, but our developers, but they are using everything, AI for everything. In terms of customer acquisition, we use AI. So, for example, I do a lot of content. So, I create a lot of content. A lot of customers I get, they are all mostly they are inbound. So, I have approximately 7,000 members on meetup.com where people join my meetups. I do these meetups on a regular basis where I show these people, like a framework or a process how to build an online business, and these people eventually buy our services as well. So this is primarily inbound. And in this process, we use a lot of AI, for example, in terms of producing the content, everything. So everything is automated with AI. We don't do that much outbound. I think this is also something where we are, considering primarily now we want to do outbound as well. But so far, we get most of our business through inbound.
Absolutely. Great. And where on the internet can we find you? What exactly is the company website and your LinkedIn as well?
Yeah, so my company website is conzia.com, Conzia. So all the information is there. People can see, like what kind of services we provide. My LinkedIn profile, you can also link this in this video description as well. So I can share my LinkedIn profile as well. I am quite active on LinkedIn. I have approximately more than 6,000 people there following me, checking my content on a regular basis. So I'm very active on LinkedIn. I can also share my Instagram profile. You can link this in the description as well. People can also find us via Instagram as well.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking some time out of your morning to be here on Rev Talks, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. So that was an amazing chat. All the best and looking forward to staying in contact with you.
Absolutely.